What's good, y'all? I'm about to react to this Avengers Doomsday First Cut 7 hours of footage. Okay. What's this footage about? Everything always okay. Give me the news, man.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires.
Sorry my internet
Now, the
acting up
Russos
like
have
this,
already
y'all.
promised that Avengers Doomsday
See, that's why I really just been like having like no face cam. Just hearing y'all hearing my voice talk just cause my internet just trash, dude. I might just roll like this. This works better.
and Avengers Secret Wars are going to be two of Marvel's longest movies ever. In fact, they even went as far as to offer rough estimates for the runtimes for each film. They've said that Avengers Doomsday is going to be about 2.5 hours long, and that Avengers Secret Wars will actually be closer to 3. And again, with Marvel's normal
Okay.
window of 2 hours or 2 hours and 5 minutes, they only really allow you to go over that if it's a special movie. In this case, both apply. But this latest rumor that's making the rounds indicates that the Russos may have shot more than just
Go
a
240p.
little extra film. They shot an insane amount of film, reportedly up to 7 hours, and this just for Avengers Doomsday. And the details that follow about what the first cut will look like and what's going on with the post-production, it's absolutely nuts. We're going to break down this latest report, what it says, what we know is already happening early next year, and what it means for
Hey yo, RDJ man, they paying you $200 million. Hopefully they help you execute that plan, dude. And he did his thing with Dr. Doom. Hopefully we see that with him. 7 hours of footage, dude. Oh man. Hopes to be a lot of action, more background. Hopes to be actually more serious, more background. I want to see up Dr. Doom. Honestly, I really want to see that. Really want to see it. How Tony Stark, RDJ became Iron Man, then afterwards becoming the Doctor Doom. What I meant to say, but hopefully they have that in there. 7 hours of footage. There'll be a lot of fighting also. Just from Tony Stark going to Doctor Doom, I would just like to just see that whole thing play out.
the final cut of Avengers Doomsday. Man, it is insane. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. Thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. Again, it's just like the old days. If you haven't already, if you enjoy this kind of content, the best way to support us is by hitting the sub button. Plus, it'll enter you for the giveaways. Be a sub, leave a comment, stick around at the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so first off, the normal spoiler warning as it pertains to this kind of content. Not that it's a spoiler, pretty much the opposite, guys. As I've mentioned here real recently, especially with the Marvel Scoop game, with the number of new social media accounts that are out there originating scoops, sometimes it is impossible to attribute things to an original source unless it comes from one of the known outlets, the known scoopers, and we can just go directly to their post. In this case, I was not able to find who originally reported this, but it's been making its rounds on social media. Several of you had already DM'd me this morning, and this is what the report and rumor is saying, so take it with a grain of salt. But it is now being reported that the Russo brothers have over 7 hours of footage for Avengers Doomsday, and that they're going to have the first cut ready by December, but that this first cut will be long from the final cut because the movie will not be complete when it's done, and that they're expected to pick up for Secret Wars in early 2026. Now, there's actually quite a few things to unpack in here, and it's important to note that, like, look, for any TV show or movie, they're always going to shoot way more than they need, but having 7 hours of a cut, basically how it's being described here, isn't just 7 hours of film total. It sounds like they've got 7 hours worth of a movie that they've got to cut down, and Marvel Studios has been emphatic about there being no such thing as
So that they really probably got cut all the way that stuff down to like probably hopefully this movie be like a 4 hour, 3 hour movie. Cause I know Endgame was like 3 hours. I think Infinity War was like 2 hours, I think. But shoot, they got cut all the way that down. Hey, we want to see all the deleted scenes, dude. I think it's gonna probably be more deleted scenes than they ever had for Infinity War and Endgame. But I definitely want to see that. I definitely want to see how they broke it down. Get more backstory of Doctor Doom. Just Actually, I ain't gonna lie, really more of a backstory on Loki also. I know he has like his own TV show and all that, but we really want to see that more of a backstory on Loki for him for like getting used to like wielding time and all that. We did see it like at the end of Loki season 2. If y'all ain't watched that show, we see him at the end that he grabbed all the time. And like he just brought the multiverse back into one place. Just time branches, he just grabbing them. But we want to see like a backstory of how he got more used to it, how he became probably more powerful over the time that he been like that. Yeah, we want to actually see what was the actors hours of Lucky season 2. I'm gonna they'll play that into like Avengers Doomsday. Cause hey, they really need Loki to be a big part too, since he got the control of time. We like to see that. And since it's gonna probably be a fight between Doctor Doom and Loki, hey, we really want to see that. And Doctor Strange come in the mix. Oh, I can't wait to see that. They really should have released Doctor Strange 3 probably before Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars to really like see what Doctor Strange was going through that whole multiverse with Clea. But man, I want to see Doctor Strange 3 though before Avengers Doomsday.
Director's cut. What you get in
I
the
ain't gonna lie, he probably done teamed up with Doctor Doom in his movie of Doctor Strange 3.
theater, the final theatrical cut always stands as the final version of the film, and thank God, because with the way Marvel theories work in the fandom, could you imagine trying to argue in the YouTube comments about the semantics of is it the director's cut, is it the theatrical cut, which one is actual canon? So I think it's best that they do that. What you get is the final version. That being said, if it's true they have 7 hours of takes, that means a lot of stuff they've shot is never going to see the light of day. And of course, it's true for every TV show and every movie ever. They shoot more than they need. But keep in mind, with the price of a production like this, they're literally spending thousands by the minute. You don't generally just play around and shoot a bunch of stuff off the cuff because it's really expensive. So if they've truly shot this much content for this movie, that tells me they had a lot of different ideas. They're going to put them together now and go for this first cut. But that's where the part of this quote unquote rumor gets extremely believable. Of course,
I bet it's probably gonna make people buy steelbooks more. They got 7 hours of footage, dude. I would like them to put that all like on a steelbook, and we just have us fans just go and collect steelbook and just watch them and see how everything play out after the movie comes out. Be like, okay, I ain't gonna lie, I really want to get that steelbook of all the Avengers series that I see on there, and I like that. But that shit is high as hell though. I seen on Amazon, I think them still was like worth like over $100. I was like, yeah, and my money really ain't good right now. So yeah, I'm about to wait until I cop these multiple steelbooks, just like Avengers steelbooks I wanted to get, John Wick steelbooks I want to get, um Hunger Games steelbooks I want to just got different series of steelbooks that I just want to get, even Harry Potter series, not the new one that's coming out. That show, I ain't watching that show. That show look like foo, but I ain't worried too bad about that show. But I love the whole Harry Potter series though.
it will not be the final cut when they've got the first cut in December. That'll just be their working point to know exactly what they need to inform them on what to do with all of the reshoots. And I even pause to call them that because as several industry insiders like Jeff Snyder have indicated, Daniel RPK has corroborated this, the movie's nowhere near done. You can say that the first round of principal photography is done, but these reshoots have always been planned. It's basically another round of principal photography, and I think getting that first cut done in December, at least for their own sake, is going to let them know exactly what they need to shoot in the reshoots to make the final cut of the film. So they have their work cut out for them, pun totally intended. And then the last part of this report, if they're truly trying to pick up with Secret Wars in the springtime of 2026, that does not give them the rest of the year to work on the movie. And I think there were some of us who've been talking about this, myself included, who thought that they might work on Doomsday a lot later into the year because they have all year before the release date in December before they got into Secret Wars. But apparently they know Secret Wars is going to take even more time and they want to start getting that shot now. What this all
Yeah, and I feel like Marvel, they was rushing projects. I feel like they probably rushing this Avengers movie too, but we need to just let Spider-Man come out Cause shit, it's been like 2021 since the last movie. It's been like 4 years since we can get like a Spider-Man movie. No, I think no, Spider-Man Miles Morales. I think we got that in 2023. I think it was I was into Spider. I forgot the title for that movie, but I think we got that in 2023. That was like last Spider-Man movie, so 2 years. Now we getting Spider-Man Brand Day live action. Well, actually, not. No, it's been 4 years since we didn't get like a Spider-Man live action movie. Since No Way Home, since that movie was so goated and fired to bring back all three Spider-Man. Boy, I'm ready for this Spider-Man movie to come out. They said it's gonna be the best Spider-Man movie they ever made. Okay, let's see, cause that is Spider-Man don't know zero. I mean, nobody knows this Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man is really like he is left alone. Like nobody know him, dude. That's gonna be interesting. That's why I'm paying attention more to that. But like, bro, that's gonna be crazy, dude. I can't wait till Tom Holland put back on that Spider-Man outfit and do his thing again, dude. I love to see him back, dude. And he was so energetic, so hyped, so happy to come back. He's like, yeah, this is gonna be the movie for the fans right here. This is gonna be my ultimate Spider-Man movie right here. But sure, and Doctor Strange 3, I'm waiting on that too. I actually want to let Spider-Man come out, then let Doctor Strange 3 come out. Then we should let like another independent film come out. I feel like they should not rush this Doomsday movie. At least Doomsday and Secret Wars, dude. Yeah, I know Secret Wars is probably gonna take some time. Projects like they did with Endgame, that took time, as they went back into different universes, like different Marvel movies that happened in the past. They went back to the same characters from like the past Marvel movies and just some stuff like that too. But hope they taking that time. But I feel like they rushing Doomsday and Secret War. They can really take some time off and focus on other projects. But hey, is what it is, what they do, man. Let's get the MCU back, baby.
Tells me though is that whatever was left in the script that needed to be cracked, whatever the parts of the story that were important for the details to sort of checkpoint them to go forward in Secret Wars, they've probably gotten past that point now. So where a lot of these plot leaks have fallen short and basically only given us maybe the first act and a half, and that was always believable because we know the end of the movie wasn't written yet, I would say at this point they've pretty much got everything mapped out. So next round of principal photography, basically right after the first of the year, and then they're obviously going to be working on the CGI, even though they may have a final cut, say, in the midsummer sometime. They'll still be working on that CGI, I guarantee you, up to like 2 weeks before the release. There's just going to be so many frames for them to go over and work on, and I really hope at this point Marvel Studios movie by committee ends up serving them instead of hindering them, because if they've got a good story and they've got it locked in, man, the less voices, the better. The less cooks in the kitchen, the better. And Michael Waldron actually just clarified this about being on Kang Dynasty and being on Secret Wars originally as a writer and then leaving. He basically just explained it as, hey, I was working on these projects. I got pretty far. I gave Steve McFeely and the Russos what I got when they came on board to do Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. I left and let them be and do their thing, and now they've brought me back into the room to help, and he basically said, look, I'm not really rewriting anything, I'm just there to support them. And as we've said in the past, Michael Waldron's the most important guy to have in the room. He crafted the Loki stuff, he's worked on a lot of the multiverse lingo, he basically is the architect of what we've seen on screen, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is the guy they need in the room to sort of keep that continuity going, but it's not a case of, we need another writer, we need someone to work on scenes. It's really just the brain trust at Marvel, making sure they keep the continuity there. Either way, guys, I am all for movies being long, but I think as we've seen over the last 3 or 4 years, audiences don't want a long movie just for the sake of it. There are some movies like Oppenheimer that may call for it, that may have earned it, so to speak. But if you're like me in some instances and your gut instinct is to say, yes, give me a 4-hour Avengers Doomsday movie, you may not actually mean that. And as evidence of that, look when they release some of these post-credit scenes, and I'm not
I ain't gonna lie, yeah, you write everything always, but it's like a team up movie for me. If it's like a team up movie, it need to be longer for me. Personally, just me, just getting familiar with everybody. I want to see how everybody individually is powerful and see how they team up together and see how powerful they are. And I just want a long movie. I just love action. That's what I love. I really kind of don't give about storylines like that, but if somebody really like is more like powerful or have like good fight scenes or really is a good actor, I'm like, okay, I definitely want to see like the backstory of how they became that type of person. But probably for individual movies that's like trying to get to know their backstory, just like starting off, I'm just knowing I want that to be a short movie, but like up and up as they get like to movies or like a team up movie. I want to see like a longer movie. I know some people can't like hold their bladder like that, but hey man, just go ahead and just get you a water bottle, a big water bottle, pee in that mug, and just say chill out, chill out. You need to take a doo doo. Just stay your ass home. That's quite simple as that. But I want this Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars at least to be 5 hours long for me, dude. I can sit in the movie there for 5 hours. Some people can't, boy. They'll lose it. They'll sit in there for 5 hours. But I can sit in the movie theater for 5 hours. Shoot, I can sit in this chair for 5 hours just looking at stuff. Probably, if I'm probably not doing nothing, I can't sit here for 5 hours. I gotta have something be like, I gotta have something that's keeping me entertained on TV, computer, and I can sit here for a while. But if I ain't got nothing to do like that, I really can't sit here for 5 hours. But man, I hope this movie be longer. I want this to be longer than Infinity War and Endgame. Just by Doomsday and Secret Wars, both movies combined attached. So I go ahead and buy them steel books. Let's hopefully see the deleted scenes behind it. Hope we get that 7 hour footage on them steel books too.
Not just talking about the CGI not being done, very generally, scenes that are cut were cut for a reason. You guys let me know all your thoughts though down below, how hype you are for Avengers Doomsday. I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right.
Alright.
The more videos you comment on.
Music. Oh. I already got my PS5. I ain't gonna lie. I think I got my PS5 probably in 2022. That's when I probably got my PS5. I bought that myself. $600 out myself, dude. And I hope I ain't gotta buy another console like that, dude. Oh my god. Since I got all the PlayStation, I got the PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5 now. PSP, I even got Nintendo DSi, yeah. I'm a gamer, dude. I'm trying to stack on even more games. I'm trying to get me a GameCube, a PS1, an Xbox, just all types of stuff. But man, hopefully this movie does well. Give us everything of a backstory of all these characters that we needed. But well, we needed for Doctor Doom. Everybody else we know right now is gonna be in this movie that we know. But we want to get more back. I want to get more backstory on Doctor Doom, honestly, cause they really shown how weak he was in like the last three Fantastic Four movies that came out in the 2000s. Um, they even show how weak he was in the 90s Fantastic Four movie, but that really wasn't like a good, I would say like a good live action of that of some sorts. Cause you know how the quality back then was not too good. But the quality now, we need to get top notch quality of everything right now. Shoot, we got all the technology in the world now to make these movies good and progress how they should be. But man, I will leave right there and appreciate for this video, everything always, and run the views up for your boy, and I catch y'all later. Peace.